Assalamu alaikum students. So today we will study the process of oogenesis. This is the part of gametogenesis in which it is the process of formation and development of ova from the oogonia or the female primordial germ cells. This process it requires maturation of oocyte before birth and maturation of oocyte after puberty. As I have told you, in the process of spermatogenesis, the primordial germ cells in females also, they detach from the epiblast and then migrate to the wall of the developing yolk sac. Now in the fourth week, these primordial germ cells from the wall of the yolk sac, they start migrating into the body and then into the dorsal, through the dorsal mesentery into the developing gonads. Now in this case the female gonad, the ovary. Now this is the gonadal ridge which will develop in case of female into ovary. In the ovaries, the oogonia pass through a phase of proliferation in which they increase in number by a series of mitotic division. Later, great number of these oogonia degenerate and disappear. By the end of 12th week of development, all the persisting oogonia enlarge in size to become the primary oocyte. So here you can see in the 7th week the primordial germ cells, they start arriving in the developing ovary, and then by the 12th month the oogonia, they are converting into the primary oocyte, and about 2 million primary oocytes are present in the at the end of 12th week. And now these by the 12th week of development, all the persisting oogonia enlarge in size to become the primary oocyte, after which no proliferation occurs. Now, after 12th week, no proliferation occurs. The primary oocyte becomes surrounded by a single layer of follicular cells. You can see here the primary oocytes surrounded by a single layer of follicular cells derived from the coelomic epithelium covering the developing ovary to form spherical or ovoid structures called ovarian follicles. A primary oocyte measures about 100 micrometer in diameter and contains large vesicular nucleus showing prominent nucleoli. And initially the plasma lemma of the oocyte called the O lemma is smooth and lies in close apposition with the surrounding follicular cells. However, as the oocyte enlarge and the zona pellucida forms around it, the uniform cover of microvilli develop all over the O lemma. As the oocyte growth advances, the cytoplasm also shows many special features. The organelles increase in number in the cytoplasm and size also, and they become dispersed evenly in the cytoplasm. Lipid granules, they appear in the cytoplasm. The steroid nutritive material represents the yolk of the future ovum. Now the Golgi apparatus produces a special type of secretory vesicles called the cortical granules. These vesicles measure about 500 nanometer in diameters and are bound by a unit membrane and are located in the peripheral region of the oocyte. As the cell divides by meiosis, the cortical granules are passed to the daughter cells. Now, the enzymes contained in the cortical granules play an important role in preventing the polysomy, that is, fertilization of ovum by more than one sperm. Now, by the end of growth period, all the primary oocytes, they replicate their DNA to become diploid 4N cells and then enter the prophase of meiosis. Meiosis 1, but the completion of prophase of this division does not occur during the rest of the intrauterine life. During this period and for a long time after birth, these cells remain arrested in the diplotin stage of the prophase of meiosis 1. The arrested state is caused by a polypeptide called the oocyte maturation inhibitor, which is secreted by the follicular cells surrounding the developing oocyte. The prolonged period of suspended prophase is called dictate or dictotine. It persists for several years. This the oocyte leaves this state and complete the meiosis 1 shortly before its release from the ovary, that is the ovulation. So at puberty, all cells are primary oocytes surrounded by follicular cells. These are known as primordial follicles. Primordial follicles, and the primary oocyte, they are arrested in diplotin stage. The process of maturation of the oogenesis is reactivated when the female reaches the age of puberty. During the follicular phase of each ovarian cycle, many ovarian follicles grow under the influence of FSH, but only one of them becomes fully mature and ovulates. Now, what are the ovarian follicles? This is one follicle is shown, in which this is the primary oocyte arrested in diplotin stage, surrounded by the flattened epithelial cells known as follicular cells. This is the primordial follicle. Now the maturation of this primordial follicle into the mature follicle or the Graafian follicle occurs in each menstrual cycle. So a number of follicles, they start maturating, but only one ovulates. The rest undergo process of degeneration. Now in the about 15 to 20 follicles, they start maturating, but only one follicle it ovulates, and rest undergo process of degeneration. Now in a fully mature ovarian follicle called the Graafian follicle, the primary oocyte completes meiosis 1 about 36 hours before ovulation and divides into two daughter cells. Now this is the various stages of, this is the growing follicle, primary follicle, and then the primary single layered, primary multiple layered, and you can see the layer of zona pellucida which has developed. So the special feature of the meiotic divisions of the oocyte is that although the genetic material is equally divided between the two daughter cells, the division of cytoplasm is markedly unequal. When the meiosis 1 is completed, one of the daughter cells received most of the cytoplasm and is known as secondary oocyte, while the other cell receives very little cytoplasm and is called first polar body. Now you can see here that the primary oocyte in division, it is dividing and forming the secondary oocyte and the first polar body. So the secondary oocyte has received all of the cytoplasm, but the polar body has received very little cytoplasm. So this first polar body is small non-functional cell which may divide again but eventually degenerates. As soon as the meiosis 1 is completed, the secondary oocyte, which is haploid but 2n cell, it enters the meiosis 2, but the division progress only up to the metaphase, when the process is once again arrested, and this is so called ovum. Actually a secondary oocyte arrested in the metaphase of meiosis 2, it is released at the time of ovulation. So the second maturation division starts, but it is not completed until the ovum is fertilized. So the ovulated ovum is the secondary oocyte, which is in the metaphase state, arrested in the metaphase state. So the second meiotic division, as I have told you, is only completed if the ovum is fertilized by a sperm, as soon as the cell membrane of the ovum, the secondary oocyte, is penetrated by a sperm, the oocyte completes the second meiotic division and two daughter cells are produced. Once again, most of the cytoplasm goes to one cell, which is called the oocyte, the mature ovum. The other cell, called the second polar body, is small and functionless cell that soon degenerates. The oocyte is haploid cell with one n number of DNA. Now the stage of mature ovum is attained only if fertilization occurs. The designation ovum is loosely used for various developmental stages of the female gamete. Now, now this is the picture. This is the structure which is known as corpus luteum. When the ovum is ovulated, the remaining granulosa cells, they turn into lipid secreting cells known as luteal cells, and they start secreting progesterone hormone, which is essential for the preparation of the placenta to receive the fertilized ovum.